G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Glock P45 pistol. This is the Glock of the Wasteland, and they've written in this thing in the lore to say, hey, this thing was made because it's cheap to make, and we're fighting resource wars, and we need cheap guns to kill the Chinese. So, yeah, there we go. We've got our Glocks, but in 45 cal instead of the standard 9mm, so a little bit more stopping power. There's custom animations here, same as the P220 pistol, and the sounds for the suppressed are that of the vanilla game, but unsuppressed, I think, they are new sounds as well. There's also reload animations for this, and a little bit of customization. The worst thing about this is you can't make this thing automatic at all. So the strongest receiver you can get is an advanced receiver, doing 135 damage and giving us a little bit of extra fire rate as well, the same as the hair trigger receiver. And you can throw a long threaded barrel to give us a very generous 233 range, and a little bit of accuracy too always helps. And you can throw on some grips, including these ones, which will change the whole lower section of this particular pistol. But you can also throw the shoulder stock on, which apparently gives you better aim with scopes. We might be using that one, but I don't think the animations will work quite well with this Glock as is. We'll just go for a sharpshooter's grip right now. That'll increase our accuracy to a pretty good extent, and we can throw on a slightly larger magazine with a quick eject thing. Requires a duct tape to attach that, because you see, this one goes back all the way to 2018. It's sort of a redux of DOOMBASED P80 Glock, and you know, Axis, or whatever his name was back in the day, used to wrap everything in blue tape. That was kind of his thing, so a little bit of a callback there, slight little nostalgia. Unfortunately, it's lost on me because 2018 was a terrible year for a Collingwood supporter, so we'd like to forget about it. Now, you can change the sights at the top to glowing in teal, white, red, or green, or you can throw on some reflex sights, which will include a little bit of a mounting system, and that mounting system can also be used to mount scopes. If you scroll down here, there's recon scopes, there's gigantic night vision scopes. You can have giant microwaves on the top of your Glock for aiming purposes. That's cool. There's also this one, which appears to be that of the 9mm pistol scope from Fallout New Vegas, so there you go, that's kind of neat. And there's also a laser sight version, which I'm sure that would just... It's not a scope at all, it's a laser sight. I'm actually wondering whether that'll aim just sort of old school like CSGO, where you just sort of decrease your FOV and your sight goes forward. And I don't really know how it's going to go, but maybe we'll try that out. Why not, eh? And we'll throw that on. Next up, we've got the muzzles. So you can have a budget suppressor, which again requires more duct tape, and more blue axis duct tape is there. But if you go all the way down to the bottom, you'll find a black box suppressor, which will increase our damage even further, thanks to, what's it called? Ace Operator, very nice. And also increase our accuracy some more. And a funny requirement, it requires Mr. Sandman at rank 1. Now, you can get that from level 1, so there's no real level gating on this particular pistol. But yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. We've also got a chance to make this a different color. You can have it gunmetal gray, which is closer to black than I would have thought that would be closer to gray. But there's also steel, authentic, and re-blued, which is slightly less black than gunmetal gray. Interesting. Legendary effect is there if you need it. We might be needing this, but we'll take it pretty lightly today. We won't go on the outside of the Gunner's Plaza because we might... meet a end that is unpleasant. This weapon is available for purchase if you're past level 7. You'll find it on some Minutemen and some lowly raiders, but we'll look at Old Mate Clary's shop to see if this bucket of bolts and whatnot is selling this particular item. So we're looking for a P45 Glock. Nope, never mind. This Ross bucket only stocks disappointment. Okay, so both vendors have let me down, so we're going to look at some lowly raiders that might be carrying this. Nope, that's a pipe gun. These are like your first basic raiders that you'll see in the game. Also, I like how you can't see the laser sight properly until you aim down sights. I actually quite like this system. It's neat. Anyways, double barrel shotgun. I don't see any pistols or anything anywhere. They're holding out on me. Where are the pistols? Where is the rebel base? Okay, I'm gonna try Corvega because there's like a billion raiders here, and you'd think at least one of these bastards is gonna drop me a Glock, and I'll just see if I can find one. I'll be right back.
No.
Alright, so I think we'll return to our quest on finding this thing on the level list a little bit later, but we'll start off small. We'll start off with some crabs. Here, we'll take him out. This is a stealthy suppressed pistol, 45 caliber. Should do a pretty good job against these, admittedly basic Mirelurks. But the king's out, so we'll chop him down. There we go. I think there's only one left. It's the... Where's the lobster? He usually spawns right here. Here, there he is. Alright, so small fish so far, but we're going to move on to bigger and better things. And if we go down here, we'll find a flooded village, raided camp thing. And there's going to be raiders here. Now, the raiders, they're in the cap out at level like 45 or something-ish, and none of their gear is that good. So they're not as powerful as your standard Commonwealth gunner, but maybe, just maybe, we'll find out one of these guys is using a Glock or something. I swear that guy teleported right in front of me. Oh, there's one. That one's definitely not using a Glock. That was a shotgun. But yeah, even these raider veterans, they're getting killed pretty easily by this thing. And yeah, for a mid-game type weapon, that's a flamer, so we'll just wait for him to show up. Yeah, it's definitely got all the power you need for a mid-game. You could probably push it to late game if you've got the Ace Operator perk, to be honest, because like 166 damage, if you're sneaking, that's plenty enough. And nope, no Glocks to be seen there. That was definitely a rifle of some type. Now, amongst these hanging corpses, there's one more raider. There we go. Okay, they didn't really do that much there, but there might be a steamer trunk with a Glock. There is no Glocks in here. I might have to look at the like creation kit to see if this leveled solution actually exists and whether it's been put in place, but hang on, I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're on the inside of Gunner's Plaza. This should be a pretty good test for what this thing is capable of. And a quick look at this thing in third person looks pretty cool. It's like a super spy scope with the laser beam pointing out directly on the center, but we don't use that framing at all. We just sort of point with it, and it's sort of good enough. But I went and checked all of the corpses at Immersive Gunner's Plaza, just killed them all with console commands on the outside, just the kill all command, and no Glocks. Now, I've got a lot of weapon mods that already might be taking up those valuable level list spaces already, and don't forget about all of the vanilla guns that would already be in there. Damn it, now I'm in danger. Nope, back in caution, no one else noticed, that's great. But yeah, having this site being just sort of in the middle of the screen and I'm not being obstructed by anything, it's making aiming quite easily. If anything, it's going to make it sort of hard to dial in the middle of the screen, but the heads-up display kind of already does that for me. It forms a square whenever I'm actually aiming at an enemy that I can pacify. So it's making aiming extremely easy, and I realize I haven't shown off any of the reflex sights or anything like that yet, but I was thinking that I'd be able to find one to utilize by now instead of just adding it with console commands. It'd be bloody hard to find if I didn't have access to these console commands, I'll tell you that much. But so far, so good. No problems with this thing whatsoever. We could probably get out of... Alright, we're in danger now, so we may as well just use this thing as normal. And even when we're in danger, it's still feeling like it's packing a little bit of a punch, even if I miss the reload. Oh, good! The grenade launcher guy's here. And I get flashbanged at the same time. You'd think if there's a gunner ally sitting next to him that he wouldn't want to, like, throw the grenades in this guy's face. But fortunately enough, I've been blown around the corner by being ragdolled by those grenades, and I didn't actually have to get flashbanged at all. Oh, there's the dude. Oh, caught in the reload. How unfortunate for you. You get a critical, and I'm going to confiscate that just in case any of you bastards want to get any funny ideas. I think we're back into caution at this point. Yes, we are. Good old stealthy pistol. Doing us pretty well, and the combat music is going away too. Like, there's very, not very intense combat music, but it was kind of there. It was like the caution music, I suppose. Intense caution music, maybe you'd call it. But yeah, no problems with this thing at all. It's performing quite well, and we've actually got into nerd rage, so we'll finish this off with a little bit of slow-mo. And then squander most of the shots in this magazine because the gunner decided to throw her head back after I shot her in the face a few times, as you do. That's just the, I don't know, just a little bit of Hollywood bullet reactions, I think. And after all that, we've done it. Okay, I'm gonna have to console command myself another Glock because, well, we haven't heard this thing loud and we haven't seen any reflex sights yet, and we should probably show these off. Righto, here's the second Glock that I've made, made through just normal means and definitely not used console commands to get this. This one's got the special stock on it. You can barely see it, but it's there. Does it add stability to the pistol? Not really. There's actually quite a lot of recoil animation that the weapon kind of gets in the way of, but if you use the laser sight, it doesn't. So I guess that made shooting quite easy. Anyways, I've got a legendary effect on this one. If you can guess what it is before I even start shooting, you probably know what I'm about to do. Anyways, this has got the Cobra reflex sight on it and no suppressor. We could use this thing. Could put a muzzle brake on it to control that recoil a little bit because the 45, she's a kicking a bit, but no matter. What I could do is use bullet time bats. Yes. Maybe add some criticals to the mix. Crit for days. And then reload. Okay, I think we're out. But at this stage, the damage is a stacking. So we'll be in good shape as long as we can keep firing on this guy. Okay, now you're getting too close for comfort. Oh, he's hit me with a double whammy. The boulder and then the hammer drop. That's not good. And he's curved that around the thing. I think I could summon a ghoul here. Yes, that's a distraction. Surely he's going to run up and attack the giant monster and not me, right? Or he might be a smart ghoul, take one look at the giant monster and think, nah. Anyways, he gets hit by a rock anyway, and we finish the job with the Furious legendary effect. Okay, that was a little bit quicker, but... yeah, this thing... like, it bounces a lot in your hands. Maybe it's not so much of a problem if you're using just standard iron sights, but there's a little bit of stuff that gets in your way as you're firing this. Also, nitpicky here, but the firing sound does seem a little bit flat. A little bit more bass, I think, would polish it up nice and good. Anyways, let's move on to the next thing. Probably a monster again, but more stealthily this time. Okay, so the Wendigo is down there. Gonna hit him a few times. Maybe we'll use bullet time VATS again. We've got no criticals, but if we can lay into him with lots of bullets pretty early, we can do a pretty good job at getting this fight on our hands. In our fighting this on our terms, which is good. Now, despite being an early to mid-game level pistol, I feel like it's holding its own pretty good. And as a lightweight solution to many 45 bullets, I just took no damage from that. Grazing hit. That would have been from the Unstoppables magazine, I think. Anyways, we'll throw a critical in there. Maybe a little bit of cheeky bullet time slow-mo VATS. Yes. Maybe I should time my bullet time things perfectly. Oh, the mysterious stranger comes in clutch there to distract him whilst I catch my breath. Should be a pretty easy kill now that he's sort of walking and not... I think I broke his path thing. There we go, he's found it again. But at this stage, I think I can just back off and almost die to him. That was close. Anyways, there's some gunners over here. Some different high-level gunners. And maybe, just maybe... actually, they're popping stealth boys. If I can just target them, get a bit of gun feel action happening. Because I haven't used this thing in VATS yet. And it's actually pretty good. Well, actually, I have used it in VATS, but you get the idea. We've got 3 crits, so that'll carry us to all of the crits that we need. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, that was so good. That was obviously boosted a little bit by Nerd Rage as well, but... yeah, I do think this early to mid-game pistol can definitely punch above its weight. And perhaps, maybe, just maybe, one of these guys will be dropping... oh, look, they killed Janie and June. I didn't realize they could die. Rip. Alright, we'll be back next time, I'm sure. But yeah, most of these guys look like they're carrying... ooh, Gauss rifle. Was that a...
hell yeah.
ooh, it's a Fallout 3 New Vegas Gauss rifle. Isn't that nice? It reminds me of the first legendary Gauss rifle I ever got in Fallout 4, back when I used to play it on PS4. It was a Poisoner's version. You ran around the Poisoner's Gauss rifle for a long time. Then I got a 2-shot and I was like, alright, game over. That one's got a Honey Badger, which is relentless. Good drop. Very good drop. Alright, well, oh look. Bill Sutton's dead too. Did they all die? I guess they all did. I guess that's why they weren't aggroed and I was able to get sneak criticals. We're just a little bit too late. The Minutemen were a minute late on this occasion. Anyway, so I think you get the idea. So the Glock P45, although it is very derivative of the Glock P80, and you might see it as a little bit of a retread, maybe a redux at best, I think it's a pretty good quality weapon mod, and there's plenty of Glock mods out there all vying for your attention, but this is one of the good ones. I can't really say anything bad about this thing, and let me just bring the sunlight back so we can actually see this thing. Yep, you can mount it on your hip like a big iron. Funnily enough, it will clip straight through you if you use the stock version, because it's still on your hip like it would normally be, which I think is kind of amusing. And where your idle hand is by your side there, it's almost looking like you're just sort of holding onto the pistol, ready to grab it at a moment's notice, just in case any bounty hunter Rhodians want to talk shit at a bar or something. But plenty of Glock mods out there. This one's pretty good. So if you are interested in seeing this one, it's pretty lightweight on your hard drive, so worth looking at if you are interested. If not, plenty of other Glock mods out there and other sidearm mods to mess around with as well, but it's good. Recommend it. Thank you very much for watching, guys.